welcome! Today I'm going to be teaching you one of my favorite stitches of all time, the half double crochet. This is another video in a series I'm calling Crochet Fundamentals. If you haven't already seen my videos for the single crochet, double crochet, or treble crochet, click on this link up in the right hand corner and check them out at your leisure. Now, very first thing, it is very important to note, I use US terminology in all of my videos. The main alternative for US terms is UK terms. Now in UK terms, the stitch I'm talking about today is called the half treble crochet. So whichever term you use, whether you use US terms, UK terms, half double, half treble, it's all the same stitch and it really is a fantastic and dynamic stitch. Now the half double crochet can be done on its own, in which it looks something like this. It has a more sturdy texture compared to the single crochet, or you can use it in combination with other fundamental stitches to make more fancy stitches or more advanced stitches. Today I'm using this big twist yarn in sky blue, which is a great value. I like big twist yarn, and also this Boye ergonomic crochet hook in size 6.5 millimeters or US size K. Now that we've had our little chat, let's get started. The first thing you need to do when doing any crochet stitch is to make a slip knot. There are so many different methods to make a slip knot. This is what I personally do. So first we're going to assume crocheting position, which for me is bringing the short end of my yarn right here between my middle finger and my thumb, and then the long end running up and over my index finger from right to left, front to back. And then that runs down into my palm, where it then ends up down here with my pinky finger holding it in place. Again, I'll show you that just one more time. Usually start by doing this kind of a motion. Again, the short end of my yarn that is not connected to my yarn ball is between my middle finger and thumb. It goes up and over my index finger from right to left, front to back. Then runs down into my palm, ending up down here with my pinky finger holding it in place. This little ring finger can help too, but he's mostly there for moral support. Now bring your index finger of your dominant hand, bring it behind this yarn, catch hold of it, and swivel downward. Now you have one closed loop around your first finger. Now pull this long end through the loop that you just made. Perfect. And you know this is a slip knot because when you pull on both sides, boop, it magically unravels itself, which is fantastic. So one more time, short end between my middle finger and my thumb, long end going up and over my index finger, going down into my palm where it ends up being held in place by my pinky. Now bring my index finger behind this yarn, grab hold of it, swivel downward. So I have a closed loop on my index finger, and then pull the long end through the loop I just made. Amazing. Now let's grab our crochet hooks, fasten this down. Now we want to be able to have enough maneuverability with our hook that we can actually crochet. You don't want this loop to be so tight that you can't actually function. Now, first things first, we are going to yarn over. How we do this is by taking our hook and going to the left, to the back, to the right, to the front. That motion, moving in this direction, brings a piece of yarn over our hook, which is why it's called a yarn over. One more time, left, back, right, to the front. Perfect. Now that we have a yarn over, we're going to pull that through the first loop on our, well, I guess the only loop on our hook in this case. Okay, one more time. We're going to bring the hook around. Perfect. So now we have a bit of yarn going over our hook, and pull that through our loop. Fantastic. I'm going to do a grand total of 9 for the sake of this video. I'll just do a couple really slow, really nice example chains for all of my peeps that are still new to the art of crochet. I said I was going to do 9 and I already can't remember. I've already lost count. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Fantastic. Okay. Now this stitch starts just like the double crochet. So if you have seen that video, a lot of this will look very familiar. Now, first thing we're going to do is we're going to yarn over. So as if we were going to be doing another chain, we're just not going to chain. Now we're going to insert our hook through the third, there's 3 fingers, third chain from our hook. So that this little loop that's going over my hook does not count as a completed chain. So that means 1 completed chain, 2 completed chain, 3 completed chains. So after I yarn over, I'll insert my hook through that third chain from my hook. Amazing. Now I'll yarn over and pull that through to the front. You should now have 3 loops on your hook. 1, 2, 3. We're going to yarn over again, and this is where it gets a little bit different from double crochet. Instead of just pulling through these first 2 loops, we're going to pull through all 3 loops at the same time. Bam! And that is 1 completed half double crochet. Now let's do that again. We're going to yarn over, insert our hook into the next chain, yarn over again, pull it through to the front. So we should now have 3 stitches on our hook. 1, 2, 3. Yarn over, go through all 3 loops. If you have to go through 2 and then the final 1, that is just fine, especially with yarns that have more friction, that are less smooth and gliding. I usually end up doing that, going through the first 2 and then the third, and kind of making it into 2 separate movements. So again, yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over, pull my yarn to the front. We have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. I'm going to just finish up this little row nice and slow to give you a couple more examples. Okay, now that I have reached the end of that row, I've run out of chains. There's no other spaces for me to work into. Now what do? We are going to do a turning chain and then turn our work. So if you were doing a single crochet, you would chain 1 and then turn. If you were doing a double crochet, you would chain 3 and turn. Treble crochet, you do 4 and turn. This is a half double crochet, so we will chain 2. 1, 2. Perfect. Now turn your work in this direction. So from right to left if you're right-handed. Everything would be mirrored if you are left-handed. Now we're going to yarn over. We're going to bring this hook through the top of the last chain that we made, or the last hook that last stitch that we made. So we have these 2 chains right here. Remember that this loop going over my hook does not count as a completed chain. You have this chain, and this right here, we can see this V. That is the stitch we're going to insert our hook into. So yarn over, insert your hook through both legs. You can see that, let's pull out right here. You can see that each of these stitches at the very top, you can see a little V shape. So we aren't going to work through just this loop. We aren't going to work through just this loop. We will work through both of them. Again, not working into the chains, working into that top of that stitch. Insert through both loops of that V shape, yarn over, pull through, beautiful, have 3 loops on my hook, yarn over, and pull through all 3. Let's do one more stitch here. So I'll yarn over, go into my next hole, right here, we worked into this one, now we'll work into this one, yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over, pull through, 3 loops, yarn over, pull through again. Now, I really love the half double crochet, especially I like using a slightly larger hook than is typically necessary for the yarn and doing the half double crochet for all kinds of products. I really love the feel of it. I think it looks just fantastic, and you can do a lot of really fun things with it once you get to a little more advanced techniques. Thank you so much for watching this video. Now, if you have learned something from this video, enjoyed this video, or want to support my channel, please give this video a big thumbs up. While you're at it, please consider subscribing. Hit the bell icon down here in the lower right-hand corner. That way you can be notified every single time I publish a new video. I have a new video for a step-by-step stitch tutorial just like this one, or a beginner-friendly pattern where you can practice what you've learned every single weekend. Until then, thank you and ta-ta for now.